if there's one lesson that you could share, that somebody, just starting out would benefit from, what would that be?
I would say there's a big component of getting over fear. Again, I've said I'm not the most outgoing person, and doing music, any sort of the arts, you have to put yourself out there and like ask for what you want. So I think part of that is like, in the current incarnation of the band, I finally, like, I know what I want. I know what I want from my members, from my writing, like I know all that. But I think for a long time there was a fear of like, upsetting people or, someone who plays well with you might quit. I don't know. Just things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are always those unknown variables that we all face on the creative journey. And fear of upsetting people. I think we all have to get over a sense of people pleasing somewhere along the line. I know that's true for me, and realizing that, you might have something really dialed in, but life takes us in different directions. You've navigated those lineup changes. And I think the important overarching lesson, is that change is going to be a constant no matter what you pursue. It's really the only constant, and so how you adjust to that change ultimately determines how long you stay in the game and how well you do playing it. I feel like it can derail us if our focus is on things always remaining the same and things always remaining, just as we like them. But the change presents a challenge to us.
Yeah.
And so it's really a matter of how well we're willing and able to rise to that challenge.
Yeah, definitely. And also I think staying steadfast in your creative vision through it all, I think is very important.
Yeah. Knowing what that is too.
Yeah.
That's such an important thing, is knowing who you are at your core, knowing the story that you want to tell, knowing the things that you want to express and connect to your audience, because that's going to help you understand your audience, and it's also going to help them connect better with you. So no matter what, you have that consistency. You think of the artists who last over time. I say this all the time on the show, who endure through different stylistic changes, endure through different decades and eras. One of them just, is in the middle of her Eras tour right now. Like, the thing that stays common is them and how they connect with their audience. You can think of any example that's been around for 15, 20, 30, 40 years at a high level, continuing to grow, continuing to do new things, continuing to impact hundreds of thousands, millions through their music every tour. It's those who knew who they were and knew how to communicate that at that moment in time.
Yeah.
Right. It's, trends, styles, all of that changes. all of that fades. And if you're chasing a trend, or if you're trying to just do something that's being done or that somebody else has done before, that's going to run out of steam. You need to connect to those values, and you need to remain, as you said, steadfast in those, because that's ultimately what's going to carry you forward. And that's ultimately what your true fans are going to, they're going to take that ride with you because of that, and not because of what you sound like or look like or anything in any particular era.
Yeah.
You think of Bowie, who changed all the time,
yeah,
and known as one of the greatest creative minds this industry has ever seen. He didn't stay the same, but also, like, he knew that through his platform, like, he could find different ways to express things, find different ways to express that truth and those core values, and stay connected. And people connected with that sense of artistic freedom that came back to David Bowie being David Bowie.
Yeah.
So it's an important lesson, to really understand that. And the sooner you can understand it, I think the better, because especially in this industry, and especially if you're coming to Nashville super young, say, and you're just like chasing the dream, trying to get discovered, there are going to be a lot of people who try to tell you what it should be.
Yeah.
Who try to tell you, oh, it needs to be this, the songs need to be this long, they need to sound like this, your image needs to be this. But if that's not in alignment, you might have the flash in the pan, but eventually it's going to catch up to you, and it's going to leave you feeling unfulfilled.
Yeah, and I think that's a contributing factor to why I am, now at the age I am, like, finally pursuing this, is that I'm trying to, like, I've shut out all the noise of, like, what XYZ should be, and just how I want it to be is what matters ultimately.
Because there's an audience for it.
Yeah.
And now you get to focus on finding that audience for your thing and not trying to fit in with another audience. You know, you are being true to yourself. And look, not everyone's going to pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
But as the saying goes, if it's for everybody, it's for nobody.
Yeah.
And there's so much focus on doing things just for numbers, just for clout, to get big, right? But those numbers go away. Those numbers might not even mean anything, depending on how you acquired them on social media or streaming or whatever.
Yeah.
It really comes down to how are you connecting and how are you building community with those people over time to where they're going to walk with you on this journey, no matter what turn it takes.